All right, welcome back to the channel. This week I've got another very special car. This is the 2023 Kia EV6 GT. Let's get right into this thing. So starting off as usual with the front, where you can see those nice daytime running LEDs kind of flashing in the camera. Very, very cool design. The whole front end actually just looks aggressive. It just looks like it's ready to rip your face off, because this is the GT version. So if you know anything about the Kia system, you know that this thing is going to be really fast. So very aerodynamically designed here, and also we have some nice little fog, no fog lights. We have some nice cooling there on the bottom for the battery. It's very hot, so that thing has been open pretty much the whole time. Some usable vents on the side there, as well as the nice turn signal that turns on and off. Then we have a front-facing camera right underneath that nice Kia logo, and there is a front trunk this year, but it's very small. You can maybe fit like a couple French fries in there, and that's it. You're pretty much going to stop there. So it's combined with like different electronics around it and stuff like that. So it is a front trunk, but how often are you going to use it? That I cannot tell you. So next up, let's move on to the side profile here of the Kia EV6 GT. You can see we have those nice green painted brakes. Those green painted brakes come with every single trim. It doesn't, so you can have any color, but you're always going to get those green brakes, which is fine. I really like it. This white and the green configuration is honestly the best one you could go with. Maybe a black and the green, and then it'll look like a Batmobile kind of thing. And you can see how the headlights and taillights kind of bleed over to the side. We also have these door handles that when they're unlocked, you'll see like the car's unlocked right now. So it's going to be out when you lock it. It goes right back into the body to reduce drag and all that. Then we have a camera just underneath the mirror here. Very cool stuff. Overall, the side, you really see the hatchbackiness of the car, and you just see how cool it is. There's just nothing like this on the market. I absolutely love it. One more interesting feature before we move on I want to show for the Kia EV6 is that it can move backwards and forwards all by itself. So let's say there was a car on this side and a car on this side, and they were wedging me in. I don't think I could fit in there. Well, I'll press the lock button twice on the key fob right here, and then I will actually press and hold to actually start the car. All right, now everything should be started up. Once that happens, I will hold the reverse button with the P, and there we go. It's coming. Takes its time, but there you go. It kind of starts to back up gradually for you, just like that, and then it stops. It does it like in increments, so I gotta hold the forwards button too. Hold forwards on the key fob just like this, and there she goes. Very cool. So this is the highest trim of the Kia EV6 you can go to. So you are getting heated rear seats, GT interior design elements, which is like the green stitching and the different stuff that you see around there. The GT Sport bucket seats, you'll see that as well. Yeah, they don't have any power adjusting, so you're losing that. You have synthetic leather with suede inserts. You'll see that kind of on the door handles and also in the seats a little bit. And you're gonna lose your power adjustable seats, because like I said, they are manual. You're gonna lose your memory seats with that, and you're also gonna lose your ventilation for some reason. So if you want the Kia EV6, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. So let's talk about the battery for the EV6 GT. It's a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery that's good for up to 322 kilometers on a full charge. The GT is the trim that actually has the least amount of range to it. It's because you're trading all this range for the performance. So you're gonna have to sacrifice that as well. But honestly, I don't care. It goes so fast that it's so much fun. I'll take the less range. But if you are in the market for an EV6 with the maximum range, you can get the Kia EV6 with the rear-wheel drive long-range battery. That's gonna be good for up to 500 kilometers on a single charge, which is honestly great. The horsepower for the EV6 GT is 576, and you get 545 pound-feet of torque. It's absolute face melter. It should do 0 to 100 kilometers in just 3.5 seconds. That's insane. So let's talk about charging. For the level 1, you're looking at about 68 hours, so you're probably not gonna wanna use that one from 10 to 100%. Level 2, you're gonna do 7 hours, so that's your basic level 2 home charger, so that's pretty good. And then level 3, you're looking at about 18 minutes with a 350 kilowatt hour output and 73 minutes with just a 50, but still very effective and very fast if you can find a 350 kilowatt hour output, so that's pretty great as well. So now onto the rear of the Kia EV6 GT. The first thing that's going to stand out to you is that light bar that comes all the way across. We would have saw that last year when we took a look at the EV6, just the regular one that we had last year. Then we have a nice GT trim, as well as the Kia badge and the EV6 badge, of course. And we have a rear view camera as well. I just love the look of those headlights. There's no rear wiper, but since it's so slanted, it's kind of like one of those crossover things. I don't really think you need one. It's not the most important thing because you're going to go so fast that anything that's here is going to fly off anyways. So we all do have some usable aerodynamic vents here with like a kind of like a spoiler thing. Very, very cool looking. The charge port as well is also right back here. Give it one little tap, it opens up. Then one little tap on the button, it closes by itself. Very effective, very nice. Then I can come over here and just press this button here and the trunk will open automatically. The purchase price for this vehicle is $80,000, so that's great to have. Plenty of room here. In the back of the trunk here, we got this little privacy thing that you can pull out. You got my back just for reference. It fits perfectly. You got plenty of room there. We have a little bit of room here as well. Under the floor here, you can put your charger there. The charger's actually at home right now, so I don't have it. But with that being said, let me hop inside and show you everything that's on the inside of the Kia EV6 GT. All right, so as usual, up first, the rear of the Kia EV6. These door handles open and close for you automatically. Very nice stick out little things there. And then you can see you have this nice Alcantara trim with this two-tone kind of coloring, the silver and the black with the nice Alcantara, and the Meridian sound system is right there. Then on the inside, check out these seats just a little bit here. We have some nice green stitching accents with some nice leather for the middle seat and everything. I really love the green accents just everywhere around the car. You'll see it as we go through it here, but let me hop in and show you how much room we are working with. So on the inside, we get a really good view of these nice racing seats. You're gonna hear the AC blowing a little bit because it's about 40 with the Humidex here and I am just sweating bullets. So here we have the pass-through for maybe like a real racing harness, but I love these racing seats. We'll check them out when we're up at the front. But we also have a vent just over here that is good with the airflow, especially today. I really need it. Like I said, plus 40 here, brutal. So below we have no vents here, but we do have two USB-C ports, as well as the cup holders down there, or the little tight little storage bin right there. We have some ambient lighting, which I have set to green to match the accents in the car. Of course, why not do that? Very cool. A little bit of visibility here, as well as a visibility around there. Then you can pull this little leather guy down. Not much in terms of cushion here, and then this could either be a storage or just a cup holder, so either one is very cool. Love the duality, and the amount of legroom that I have back here is just insane, but very, very comfortable. And I have a little bit more headspace than I did in the Ioniq 6 actually, and maybe about the same as the Ioniq 5. And up here we have a standard little sunroof that we get a good view of from the back. But let's hop right up there. You can already see that green dangerous button that comes with the GT. I'll explain to you all that and more. Let's hop right up. Okay, up next is the fun part, the front of the car. Again, we have these super nice door handles, and then we have a bit of a bigger door here with the same two-tone kind of thing with the Alcantara trim going here. Standard window controls, mirror controls, the Meridian sound system speakers right there, and a little cup holder slash storage bin area. Very nice there in the door. But let me hop into the fun seat. Look at these racing GT seats. Oh my goodness, it doesn't get any nicer than this. But let me have a seat and show you what's really going on in the Kia. So inside of the Kia EV6, we're greeted by this interesting newly designed steering wheel for all the Kia EV6 models, but this one has an added little accent. You can see the green trim all around. It continues here on the steering wheel, but also we have this ever dangerous and so much fun GT button. You can see if I press the button, it changes the gauge cluster and lowers my range, and also unlocks the most fun you've ever had in an EV, but I will show you that once I put the GoPro on, so stick around for that. We also have some paddle shifters. They are definitely not for shifting. They are for managing the regen, so I can press it down and up for the different I-pedal settings. I always keep one pedal driving on. It's the most convenient way to drive for me with these EVs. Then we have some piano black buttons here that stay clean for like 5 seconds. But anyways, they're effective. And honestly, you're not touching the buttons when you're in this GT mode. You're just ripping so fast, so you don't even know what's going on. Over on the left-hand side, I got some illumination controls for the infotainment display, the trunk hold button, as well as the popper for the charge port door, parking brake, and of course traction control off, which I don't really use too much because this car is nuts. Moving over into the center, we have our 12.2-inch center gauge cluster, all digital. If you've seen the Ioniq 6 video, then you've seen this infotainment before. It's pretty much the same thing. The only thing that changes is that little guy in the middle that looks like the EV6 and not the Ioniq 5 or the Ioniq 6. So there you go. That's really the only thing that changes in terms of the infotainment. So very basic there. You got my speed on the left there and my range on the right. And as I cycle through drive modes or turn on and off the ventilation, you'll have different things. You'll have different range categories, but max charge is close to 400, not quite. Then over on the right side, you can see I've been using this thing quite a bit, full of fingerprints. That's usually what these things look like, but it is also a 12.2-inch infotainment display where you see what looks like, yep, Ioniq 5. That is definitely not the Kia EV6, which is interesting that they changed it over here, but this right here still looks like the old Ioniq 5. Anyways, it doesn't matter. You're not looking at that very much. Again, the only thing that changes really from your normal Kia infotainment system that you're going to see is you get like an added EV button, but pretty much everything's the same. Wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto. You got a quiet mode if you have kids sleeping in the back, stuff like that. Different navigation options here where the navigation is actually on. You can navigate superchargers, all that stuff, which is really great. Notifications, Kia Connect, and the user manuals all there as well. But very standard stuff, but I love it. They have one of the best infotainment systems in the game. Hyundai and Kia have got that stuff on lock. Very, very well done. Moving a little bit lower, we have this nice little kind of trim here, as well as up here we have it there, and you can see there's a GT symbol right there. But I really like this like soft touch material, very cool. And this is your ambient lighting. You can have any color you want with the GT package, so I put it to green, obviously, just to highlight these green accents that are all around the car. And then we have probably the part that I see a lot of people complain about, but again, I don't care about it. Car is not meant to, I don't know, I'm just meant to go fast in it. That's all I care about. But people do complain about it, so I will mention it. People don't like the fact that this is kind of dual, and it's like, it's not really feedback. It's more of like a touchscreen kind of thing. But to be honest, if you've ever driven a Volkswagen, or if you've heard my complaints on the Volkswagen, I take this over the Volkswagen system any day. It's usable. Maybe not the most convenient thing in the world because it's not physical buttons, but I'll take it over other things like the Volkswagen stuff. So I do not mind it at all. It's really not a big deal to me. And yeah, it's, you know what, it's fine for what it is. Then just a little bit lower, you can see I have my wire for my USB-A, USB-C. Just a little bit lower than that, there's another USB-C as well as a 12 volt and some nice storage here for whatever you need. Bunch of storage because it's an EV, so there's no transmission column. Then we have the on-off button for the EV. You have your 2 3-level heated seats, no ventilation, a heated steering wheel. Like I said, ventilation should be up here. $80,000 EV6. It should be there, but unfortunately is not. Then we have a whole bunch of piano black where you can, see me in the reflection. This is your gear shifter. P for park, you press it, and then you rotate the dial. Then here, I can press this button, and you'll see we have a nice and clear and crisp 360-degree camera with the white EV6 that you can actually move around. I love this. Hyundai does it the best when it comes to those things. Very clean there as well. Then you have your auto hold parking sensors, and then you have a wireless charger. These holes are for actually so that air can come through and your phone doesn't overheat while you're doing it. 2 cup holders, little place for your key, and another little place for your storage right in there. And then if you look next to you while you're driving the Kia EV6, you'll see this nice, really green accent with a mix of Alcantara and leather. It's just so wonderful. Nice little couple, nice little glove compartment storage right here as well as a nice roof of the sunroof. Not too much going on up here besides the SOS stuff and the tow mode stuff. But yeah, you can see me in the mirror. No digital mirror either, which sucks. Again, something missing for the top trim of the EV6. But again, that's not where the highlights of this car are. It's the GT version. It's the pure performance. It's the pure, you got to change your pants. So let me show you what it's like to go full throttle in the Kia EV6. Stay tuned. I'm going to strap that GoPro on my head. You're going to get in the driver's seat with me, and we're going to absolutely rip this thing. Let's do it. All right, here we are, 2023 Kia EV6 GT. And oh my goodness, this is probably one of the most fun SUVs, or just EVs in general, or crossover SUVs, whatever you want to call it. It's probably one of the most fun cars to drive this year. It is just fast when you need it to be, comfortable when you need it to be, surprisingly, with these racing seats. It's extremely comfortable, but the speed is really what attracts me to it. I mean, and I think the speed is really what's going to attract most people to it. But also, you can see we have these nice little convenience features like the little camera in your turn signal and everything like that. But again, you really don't care about that, and it's not something that's going to attract you to the car all that much. But what is going to attract you is the GT mode. Let me press this button right here as I kind of prepare myself here. We're just going to speed up just a little bit just to get myself clear of some traffic, and then I'll slow down, pump the brakes, and we will absolutely send this thing. All right, this is about good enough. Hang on, just a little bit more. So yeah, I press this green button, my infotainment turns green, just like the brake calipers and all the other green accents. I will come to sort of a stop here. I can't really do too much, and let's rip the Kia EV6 GT. Let's go full throttle. Oh my god, I can't even breathe. Okay. Oh my god, it leaves me speechless every time, and my stomach is absolutely in my butt. If you need to drive this thing or rip this thing on a track, you need to bring a diaper or a change of pants, because oh my god, is that fast. Like, it is just, it's unworldly. Like, what is that? That doesn't even make sense. Like, it's one of those things that makes you think like, why does that exist? I can't use it half the time, which is true, but I'm so glad it does, because when you do use it, oh my God. And I worried about like maybe the feeling get a little bit old, but so far, maybe a week isn't enough time to say that the feeling gets old, but so far, I engage this GT mode. Like I'm on throttle the same amount right now. So I'm gonna press the GT mode right now, and I'm just gonna speed up significantly. I didn't move my foot from the accelerator at all, and now I am just absolutely flying through this corner. The handling is so good. If you have like windy bits on your commute home from work and you engage GT mode, you're in the dry, why not? Why not? Like, and the racing seats keep you in place. They make you feel confident, because you really do need a harness, you know, an absolute roller coaster steel cage to hold you in when you're ripping this thing. It's just out of this world. The driving is so good, and the ride quality is there too. Even in GT mode, no matter what mode I'm in, the ride quality is just so good. Like, it doesn't make sense. You would expect some trade-off there when it comes to like performance and ride quality, and since it's more racy, you're not gonna get as good ride quality, but it's actually really impressive. Like, the amount of stuff that they managed to cram into the vehicle, number one, and then adding the speed on top of it, like, this is faster than a Ferrari Roma, and this costs $80,000 roughly, and the Ferrari Roma costs what, $200,000-$300,000? It's insane. It's the value is insane for the speed. Like, if I was in the market for a speed EV right now there's nothing, besides if you go with like a Porsche or something, there's just nothing quite like the Kia EV6 GT. They've really developed a class of their own. Now, I know Hyundai is going to come with the Ioniq 5N, and I can't wait to see that, but Kia set the bar very high. Very high. This does have very solid iPedal, regenerative braking, 1 foot driving. You have these paddles that you can adjust it. I feel confident too. And then, you know, the brakes are sharp as well. Especially in the GT mode, they do sharpen up a lot, because you are going so fast. You absolutely need to stop on a dime, because you barely could see. The way I've been describing the speed of this car and just driving this car from 0 to 60 or even 0 to 100 kilometers is, think of it like time travel. You don't remember the time that you were going 60, but you remember the time you're going 60 and the time that you're going 100. But anything in between that, you have no memory of it, because it happened so fast. It's literally like time travel. You're just rocketing yourself into the future. It's insane. Like, I can't believe it. It's so much fun. The green accents, I love it. My God. Like, I'm on a waiting list for Ioniq 6, to be fully transparent, but oh my goodness, if I had the budget, this would be it. I would do anything to get my butt in the seat permanently with this EV6 GT. Wow. Kia, you have done an excellent job. I can't say enough good things. My goodness. Now, the only thing that I would actually pick at when it comes to the Kia EV6 GT is that, unfortunately, you're trading all this power for the range. Like, the range on the top end, like 100% battery, is about only like 330, 350 kilometers on a full charge, which is weak by today's standards. Like, a lot of the other EVs are beating it, unfortunately. So, you know, that's the only thing that sucks. But we do have the fact that you go really fast. So you are trading speed and performance for range. So if, you know, range is more important to you, then you maybe want to consider a lower end Kia EV6, maybe like the all-wheel drive that's going to give you more range, dual battery. But this still has all-wheel drive. That's not the case. And also, if you're wondering, usually it's a 20-80%, so 80% to the rear, 20% in the front. And then when you're ripping it, or when you're in like low traction areas, it'll usually do 50-50, but it prefers a 20-80 split, which is nice too. It has a drift mode as well, but since I'm in dry weather and, you know, I don't know how the car is going to react, and I don't own it, I don't want to use it right now. But if I do get it in the winter, I will absolutely show you drift mode, or if I decide to get some courage between now and the time I post and I film a drift mode, then you'll see it, or I'll include some, you know, stock footage of it actually drifting in a safe environment, because you know, I don't want to wrap myself around a tree in the Kia EV6. That's a little dangerous. So, but it does have a drift mode in the EV6 GT. If you want, it sends all the power to the rear wheels, and you can absolutely spin this thing if that's something you're interested in doing. But yeah, so I think that's gonna about do it. I mean, the Kia EV6 is just an incredible, it's an incredible car. Like, I mean, the Ioniq 5, the Ioniq 6, the Kia EV6, they're all incredible EVs in their own right for what they offer. And the EV6 GT just takes it to another level, takes what Hyundai does very well already and just levels it up by 20. It's just wow. It's another one of those situations where it's walk, don't run. You know, I'm completely comfortable in these seats. Maybe not the best thing for the road trips, and obviously the charging infrastructure could be better. That's always a comment I'm going to make on these EV vehicles, but for what it is, for the amount of fun you can have in all seasons. I think even in the winter, this thing would be an absolute riot. So hopefully I can get a 2024 model for you guys, even if it's the base Kia EV6. I'm eager to get back in the behind the wheel of this thing. So yeah, if you like the video, make sure you leave a like. If you're in the market for a Kia EV6 GT, please do let me know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on it. And I hope that my thoughts have helped you make your decision, whether it's the base EV6 or you're in the market for the GT package, the GT itself, whatever you're in Kia EV6 wise the market for. Let me know, and I hope I've helped you make your buying decision a lot easier, because my God, this car is so much fun to drive. So please take it for a test drive at least. If you're even in the slightest bit interested, go to your local Kia dealership and take a drive. You will not regret it, I promise you. And with that being said, make sure you subscribe. I'm just over 504 subscribers about, so you know, the more subscribers I get, the more opportunities I can bring you. Maybe I can take the Kia on the track one day. So that's all made possible by you, and thank you so much to every single one of you for helping me hit 500 subscribers. It's incredible. It's been a journey, and I'll never stop doing this. I will always be around. As long as you're watching and liking and subscribing, I will always be here to provide you the best help I can when you're choosing your next vehicle. That's all I want to do. I don't make money off this right now, and I don't care if I ever make money off this. I just love it. So with that being said, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next week. See you in the next video. Take care.